Hey guys, and I guess welcome to Motivation with Morgans on this beautiful Friday here today. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about something that I recently had gone through and something that I recently discovered what it actually was. And it's great because knowing what it was and knowing what I had to go through kind of made things better and made things more exciting on the other side, knowing that this journey was definitely worth it, right? And I'm going to start it off with asking you guys, I guess, a little question there. And that question is basically going to be, have you guys ever just gone through your life, everything was great, and out of nowhere, it seemed like your whole world was just crashing and just kind of gave you like a different perspective on why this is happening when everything just seems so good, and next thing you know, everything just came crashing out of nowhere and it just seemed to blindside you. It was completely out of the blue. Well, don't worry, you're not alone, first of all, and it happens to a lot more people than you think. And basically, that experience that you go through is known as the dark night of the soul. Definitely a great video to go check out on YouTube. Definitely a great topic to go check out on YouTube. A great example. There's a bunch of videos out there, but one of my personal favorites would be the Dark Night of the Soul by Ray Higdon. Really great, and he explains his journey as well too. But I'm going to explain to you my journey of the Dark Night of the Soul. Not going to go into too much details about it because you guys don't need to know that, but I'm going to tell you guys what I learned throughout that journey, throughout the week, 2 weeks, or however long it lasted there. Now, everyone's Dark Night of the Soul is different, so whatever happens, it's different, but it always kind of leads to almost to the same kind of concept where, or same kind of cycle that it always presents itself in. Everything's doing good, and then boom, your whole world just crashes in front of you, and you just don't know how, like, what it even, like, what happened. Everything was just good for a second, and then next thing you know, your whole world just crashes. Now, there's a lot of feelings that will happen, and a lot of feelings and emotions that will happen during this period. Some people have this dark night of the soul for a few days, or some people have it for a few weeks. It can even be a few months, and it just really depends. But one of the major feelings that you'll always get is the feeling of betrayal. And then during this period, you're going to relive cycles. Your mind is going to race, and you're going to want to rethink, like, oh, I should have done this, or oh, I should have done that, or oh, that's what I didn't do differently, or maybe I'll do that. And you're trying to learn from what has happened, and it'll try to compress itself really hard onto you. And during that time as well too, you're not going to understand the emotions that you're feeling, because these are going to be a lot of different emotions that you're going to be getting. Number one thing, never ever accept those emotions. That was a mistake that I almost made as well too, but if you're going to take any piece away from it, if you're ever going through that journey, never accept those emotions, because those emotions that you're getting, those emotions that you're feeling, you might not understand what it is, and that's fine, because it's completely fine to not understand what it is. But those emotions are just generally translating itself into you as you are not worthy. So what that's happening is, whenever you guys are feeling those emotions, is translating and telling you guys that the way you're perceiving it is that you are not worthy. You are not worthy of what it is that what it is in your life, right? You're not worthy of what it is you're receiving, or what it is that you had, or anything like that. Never ever let those emotions get to you, because once you do, it'll bring down your self-worth later in life, and it'll have a huge and major impact going forward into your life that you're not going to understand what it is about. So number one, never ever accept those emotions as for what they are. And I guess number two, I guess, would be, a lot of people always have this during that period. You might not know what it is, but from Like, I didn't even know what it was until I kind of watched and did some studying on this as well too. But you might get the feeling of being betrayed as well too, because everything was going so well in your life, and out of nowhere everything just comes crashing down. And it's because it's because you feel that feeling of betrayal is happening. And sooner or later, what's going to happen is you're not going to trust anything, any person, anyone. And that's just because of that dark night moment that you had, that feeling of sense of betrayal, that, oh, this is getting way too good, and everything comes crashing. And that will lead me to another thing before I finish speaking about betrayal as well too, is you don't want you want to deal with it in a way that you don't accept it, first of all, because what will happen is, moving down later in life, when things get way too good, or things in your life become great to the point of, like, you're going to be anticipating, your mind is going to be anticipating, it's going to automatically put itself into that fight or flight stance, and it's going to anticipate what's going to happen. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Something bad's going to happen. I just know it. I've been here before. Everything's going so smooth. Everything good's happening. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? And in turn of anticipating what's going to happen, you're releasing your energy out there to the universe, the world, or anything like that, that, oh, something good's happening, now I'm expecting something bad to happen. And that's not what you guys want, especially when you guys are going through this, because whenever things get too good to be true, or once you guys start going down that path, or once the doors start opening and you're hitting your goals, you're smashing your goals one by one by one by one, and you're getting everything that it is that you want, and it's going to seem at one point too good to be true, and you're going to automatically self-sabotage yourself, expecting something bad's going to happen, which will then in turn do the opposite of what it is that you actually truly want. So always never accept those feelings. Always make sure you're being aware of what it is as well too, about the impact that it can have. Number one thing is always make sure you're aware of it. And then on top of it as well too, again, going back to that knowledge of being betrayed, when you go through that, yes, you will have that, oh man, I feel like I was betrayed, this and that, or whatever it is, whatever it may be. Don't hang on to that feeling as well too. Like, yes, there will always be betrayal in your life, regardless of what it is, regardless if it's friendship, family, relationships, your dog betraying you, a pet running away. You'll always have that sense of betrayal in your life. Now, yes, you need to know that, yes, I know where in my heart it hurts, and it's their loss. So as long as you're dealing with that sense of betrayal, and you know personally, to yourself, that yes, I know where my heart is, and it's not my loss, it's their loss, or it's not, like, if you have that sense of betrayal, great way, I guess, to overcome it is to know that in your heart, you know where you are in life, you know who you are as a person, and if anything happens, that it's not your fault, it's their loss. It's their loss because you know who you are better than they do. So as long as you guys can overcome that, rebuild, and hang on to your self-worth, it's going to get you through those dark nights a lot sooner. And now, when it happens, or when it's coming into those moments as well too, some realizations that I personally had as well was that a lot of the things that I've done in my past, or I've done, that I'm now aware of as well too, which is great because I learned a lot during that seminar that I went to a few weeks back, and this is one of the topics that really helped me through it as well too, is that when a lot of people sometimes become distant, or you meet somebody and for some whatever reason they're really distant with you, and you're getting off that negative vibe from them, 9 out of 10 times that's not it at all. It's mainly them just protecting themselves. Now, we may translate it as they think that we're less than, or they think that they're not, like, that they think that we're less than them, or they think that we're less than whatever. It's not the case. 9 out of 10 times, if someone's being distant, it's mainly just because they're protecting themselves. And especially if you can know that going through your dark night, you don't want to be as distant in those moments, because what will happen is you protecting yourself, most people aren't going to know that's what's happening unless you communicate with them. You want to make sure you're at least going through the same, because if I protect myself, I might be making them feel bad, and in return they might betray me, and then I'll come up with the evidence that, see, I knew it, they were going to betray me, it's exactly what was happening, that's why I protect myself, that's why I keep myself distance, that's why I close myself off, whatever it is you guys need to know. But having that cycle of protecting myself because they're going to betray me, and then they betray me, and then, see, I was right, I told you it was going to happen, it's a negative cycle to have. You're always going to feel betrayed. The betrayal happens all the time. It's nothing that you can ever control, but what you can control is that situation leading up to it. So what you need to know is, like I said, as long as you know that, yeah, I know where my heart is and it's their loss, and you have that self-worth where if betrayal happens, like, it's nothing to you, don't ever worry about it. And then basically what you want to do is you want to look for evidence in the contrary. So a lot of times people will look at evidence of why they are going to get betrayed, why a certain situation is going to happen, why that everything's going to become crashing down, and in turn of looking for it's like, if you guys ever went snowboarding or skiing, the first things that they teach you, especially when you're going down the bunny hill or anything like that, is that you need to look at where you're going. 9 out of 10 times, if you look at where you're going, they even get you to stick your hand out in front of you, and you control and you follow your hand, so you know you look at where you're going. So if you look at going towards those trees and telling yourselves, I don't want to hit that tree, but you're looking towards the tree, what's going to happen? 9 out of 10 times you're going to hit the tree. But if you guys tell yourselves that, hey, look at evidence in the contrary, well, instead of looking for things that's going to betray you, look at reasons of why you are worthy of it, what it is you're looking for, or what is happening, or look for reasons of why your spouse or significant other loves you, instead of looking for reasons of why they don't love you, or look for reasons as to why let's stick with that spouse analogy, because I believe that should be a good one, especially in relationship wise as well too, is that you want to look for reasons as to why, like, your because a lot of arguments could be like, look for reasons of why your spouse doesn't love you. And let's say if you guys ever didn't take out the garbage, us guys, we tell our significant others, we tell our wives, we tell our girlfriends that we're going to take out the garbage, but we never do take out the garbage, and then they get upset at us, and they come home, and they get mad at us. They're looking for specific reasons. 9 out of 10, it's not all the time, but having that thing there always kind of adds that reason of, in turn, you being like, see, they get mad at something small as the garbage, I don't know why, and it stacks up, right? And so you're building yourself that, might need to protect myself, right? Instead of looking at reasons why the whole situation could be flipped upside down. So instead of getting mad at you not taking out the garbage, or you not taking out the garbage, if you ever experience that, and instead of looking at reasons why you do love them, or looking at reasons that looking at the opposite side, or reasons why they do appreciate you, you might have, let's say, done the dishes, but you missed the garbage. Instead of focusing on, they didn't take out the garbage, they should focus on, they took out the dishes, they did the dishes, right? Something that's gonna change the situation into, instead of building that negative flip side where, see, they didn't do something, they look at the positive, and in return it's going to have a lot better of an effect, especially when you're dealing with that. So other than that, basically when you're going through the dark night, make sure that you're doing everything that you can to not protect yourself, to not stay distant, because that's just gonna in turn have a negative effect on what it is you guys are doing. Now a dark night could take anywhere, like I said, between a few days to a couple weeks to a few months. All depends on how that situation is handled by you, and where you are at mentally and what your mindset is like as well too. But yeah, always remember, especially when you're going through that dark night era, or that dark night of your soul, where things just seem like everything is just you you can't, like, everything you do just turns into crap, or everything you do just doesn't seem like it's working out. You are worthy of what it is, what you're doing. You're here, you're trying to get here, and in between is just a stream that you're trying to cross. And every time you get closer and closer, that stream is going to try to push you back, and it's going to try to push you back to the person of who you were. But you're in this dark little zone of, here's their past, here's your future, and here's the stream of the things you need to cross to get there. And you're always going to have that fight. It's going to always try to repel you, and things may seem like it's not going in your direction, but if you are, once you get to the other side and you finally cross that stream, just remember, it's you hear the saying, the grass is always greener on the other side. But in this case, once you cross that stream, once you go through all those emotions, the pain, the hurt, everything, that, remember, the journey is always to be the person you want to be. And once you get there, there's always going to be another journey, another stream that you're going to want to cross. And it's going to be the exact same thing. There's going to be all those waves pushing you back, trying to get you there, but you guys will make it. I know you will. But other than that, and honestly, you don't need permission to be great. You guys are already great. Don't let anybody give you permission to be great. You just need to give yourself permission to be great. And once you get there, you guys are good to go, and you guys are worthy. Other than that, hopefully you guys enjoy. Don't know who needed to hear that at all or anything like that, but if you got any key takeaway from it, please drop it in the comments below, or if you want, send me a private message, and I'll definitely answer that for you guys as well too. Hopefully you guys have a great and beautiful Friday. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you guys, I guess, on Monday for the money mindset, or Money Mondays with Morgan. I'll talk to you guys later. Cheers.